Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. H or Dr. Heme. Um, I'm here to actually talk about something that everybody knows, and this is infection control. But more than that, I want us to go to some specifics that we have never thought about. I know you've been taught and you know so much about infection control, and I want to just go like thin it down and we go to personal hygiene. And when we are talking about personal hygiene, I know again you've been taught a lot and everybody has talked about how you should maintain personal hygiene. Now, I want us to go down even thinner. I want us to talk about hand washing. And again, I know you know the procedure of hand washing and how to wash your hands. It's common and many people have been taught how to wash their hands. But more than that, now I want us to again go down what, when should you wash your hands? Now, at this moment, when should you actually wash your hands? I know there are even notices out there everywhere. Wash your hands before you eat. Wash your hands after using the bathroom. But then, one thing, and this is what I want us to thin into, is washing your hands before going to the bathroom. And I have a short story. One day I went into a certain country and we were going to see a certain project, and it was a building project, and it was a big project. And as we were there, the national president decided to come and visit and to officially open this project. So when he arrived there, people had already started working, the building construction, and so they were all told, please hold on, everybody come here, and they lined up. And the president decided that he was going to shake their hands before even telling them why he's there. So everybody lined up and they started shaking the hands of the president. He shook about maybe the first 50 people, and then he whispered in somebody, and it was like, can I use these restrooms that you have put here on this construction site? And he was told, yes, you can. So he walked towards it and he entered into that small toilet. And there were two ladies that ran out there and came with some jugs of water and some soap to wait for the president out there to wash his hands. So he entered in there, he used the restroom, and he came out and washed his hands, and he continued with shaking people's hands. Now, there's nothing much I could have said, but I noticed that this is probably the wrong place to do this. I could not talk about it. By the way, who was I to talk about anything? But what am I trying to say? When you shake hands of 50 or 100 people, and those are not the only hands he had shaken. Before he came to this project, he had really shaken so many people's hands, and people really like shaking the president's hands. Now, this man, after he had shaken everybody's hands, and then he runs into the restroom, and he does not wash his hands before using the restroom or before using the bathroom or the toilet. You can call it anything. So I want to talk about the germs that we transfer from places. You have shaken somebody's hand and you don't know where they're coming from. You have met people at a construction site. Every one of them is doing different things. There's somebody who is digging into the soil. There's somebody who is digging into the sand. There's somebody who is touching the wood. There's somebody who is touching the iron sheet. Name it. But they come and shake your hands, and you transfer everything that they have, whatever germs they have, whatever microorganisms they have touched, they bring them to your hands, and you take your hands, go into the bathroom, unzip yourself, and then get hold of your private part and you deposit all those germs, all those microorganisms, all those bacteria and virus in there, then you use the restroom. If it's a man, you know how they shake their genitals, put it back there, and they zip it back. And then now they come out and wash their hands. What have they done? They have deposited a lot of microorganisms on themselves. Now, I want you to send this message not just to the national presidents. Everybody in this world needs to know that if we start washing our hands before using the restroom or before using the toilet, we are going to cut down the infections by a very high percentage, especially the urinary tract infections. I've been in places where people have been tested for urinary tract infection, and they have been found with some bacteria that never get into human beings. Some virus, some microorganisms that they were never found in human beings before. And you hear somebody being interrogated and he's being asked, so where have you been? What do you do? Because they can't understand why you should have that kind of a bacteria that should only get animals that live in the swamps. So what am I saying? That there's a lot of microorganisms, a lot of bacteria that we have brought into our human life through some very, very obvious mistakes. And that is going to use the restroom without washing your hands. I know this is something that is going to impact on so many people, because even economically it's going to impact on you, because if you had prepared soap and paper towels for people to wash their hands after using the toilet, now they start demanding to wash their hands before they go into the toilet. And not just shaking hands. Imagine somebody goes into something called a gas station. The gas station, some people call it a petrol station, and you want to put gas or petrol in your car. And what you do is you go get your credit card or your card, push it, touch some buttons there, get the card out, put it in your pocket, and then grab the handle and you put it in your car tank, and then it starts running. Now, some of you will stand there and just wait until it's done, remove it and put it back. Some people will leave it there running, and they go rushing into the toilet. And they go, like I said, they just unzip themselves, get hold of their genitals, start urinating. Or if it's a lady, she just go sit on the toilet, use it, then start getting some toilet papers. Just cut a toilet paper, wipe themselves with the same hands that touch the handle at the gas station. Can you imagine how many people have touched the handle at the gas station? Do you know where they're coming from? Do you know what kind of jobs they do? Some of them, they work with broken pipes. Water has been leaking for 6 months, and they're using their own hands. And then some of them don't wash their hands. They come with every bacteria that has been there for 6 months, that has been building there. Some of them are fungi. Some of them are viruses. Some of them are just some parasites. And they bring them to that handle, and they use it and leave it, and you come and touch it. And the next thing you do is to run to the toilet or to the bathroom, and you touch yourself or wipe yourself without washing your hands. So, my topic today, and we will have some series on infection control, but for this particular one, I want you to teach everybody. Tell it to the national presidents, wherever they are. Tell it to the clergy, the bishops, the archbishops. Let them teach their people. Tell it to your children, your mother, your father, your spouses. Teach everybody about washing their hands before they use the restroom or before they use the toilet. Even the teachers need to start teaching their students about this. And this is going to cut the infections by such a great percentage. And we'll be talking about more topics on infection control, but this I want us to practice. Thank you so much, and God bless you.